Hey guys, so I know I'm not on my computer right now, and that's making life a lot harder for me. And if I was, this would totally be an actual video with game footage and everything to explain my points better. However, because I'm not, and by the time I do get home, it will be sort of too late, I thought I would try and sort of give all the knowledge I have to help guys start on Dayz I. If anyone feels like jumping in after this and departing even more knowledge that I might have missed, please, for the love of God, do, because I am guaranteed to miss something. I apologize for this not being very well edited. As anyone who knows me well enough, like the guys at home, will know I hate not being able to edit properly, but this is all I've got, so let's go with that. Um, right, the first thing you're going to need to know about Dayz is Dayz is a permanent online world based across many servers. So any gear you pick up on one server, you will carry on to another server, short of it being a private server. Private hives work differently, and that's just you're on that server and that's it. So any gear you pick up on a public server will continue over to the main servers. Now, one thing I will be doing personally when we get the server up and running is I will be killing the character I do have and making it fresh. This is just because my own personal feel for the game is every life is a new experience, is a new story to tell. And I hope that you do find that out for yourselves, because it is a lovely part of the game, is that every story comes with every life. Even if that life's 30 seconds long, you ran into a major city and you got sniped, that is something to talk about. So, one thing I would really implore you to get in the feel of doing is making a fresh start when we make the server. No one has to do it, for goodness sake. If this is your first time round, you're probably going to end up dying at some point soon anyway. But just as a thing, it might be an idea to do that, just so you can start fresh and you find your items. This, of course, brings me on to my first real point, which is dying or spawning in for the first time. People who haven't played this game before, you're in a map that's humongous, but your spawning points are always on the coastline, on the beach of the game. That's why many veteran players will find like a bottle of water or some food and then fuck off inland as fast as possible. No one really likes staying at the shore unless they have to. The only major draw to the shore is Electro and Cherno, the two main cities in the game. They are the biggest cities, they have the most chance of resources, and because of that, people do fall into traps, and fuck, I've done it 1,000 times now, where you stood around and you're like, let's go to Electro, let's go to Cherno, let's get some gear that we haven't got. Even if I'm armored to the teeth, I've got everything I could need, I'll still wander in there, and it'll always end up happening. I get caught out, I get shot, back to the shoreline, bang, bollocks. Um, what happens to your body then is, if you die of natural causes, you die of a zombie bite, you die of being beaten to death by a zombie, you die of lack of food or water, you will have a chance to find that body again. Like I say, please bear in mind the spawn points are random on this game, but they are along a coastline. But that coastline could be the complete opposite side of the map to where you were. The chances of you making it back to your body, finding your body before it's either despawned or someone else has come across it and pillaged it, are normally quite slim. That's not to say it's impossible, I'm just saying that sometimes you have to let things go, and, it's kind of hard to do. The other main thing about this game is if someone does shoot you, they're going to fuck themselves up. Shooting people now does damage to items that are on their persons. So one bullet can ruin a perfectly good canteen, which is realistically what they're killing you for, is your food and water most of the time. No one really kills for guns anymore because they know they're going to come across them. That is to say, if you're a dickhead that sits at the top of Cherno or Electrogorsk with a sniper and shoots people, I fucking hope someone does shoot you, because you're an asshole and no one likes those players. But they are part of the game, so we take them as they come. Sometimes it's really not worth running back to your body, like I say. So try and get into the habit of, when you start fresh, assessing yourself whether it's worth going back to that body. If it's really not, get up as fast as you can, get stuff that you need, and go inland and explore. That brings me on to the next point, which is, how the fuck do you keep yourself safe in a place that you can constantly die in? The main thing that you can do is you can find tents in the game. So you can be wandering around finding loot, and you'll find like a tent pack, like you'd find, a packed up tent, and you can put it in your bags and then run. Now, once you take this tent somewhere, when you're happy you found a good place that you think is safe and no one's going to walk across it, you can put the tent down, and it will allow you to keep items inside the tent, but these tents are server bound. So if you put a tent down on one server, then come across to another server, even if it's a public server expecting it to be there, it won't be. These are attached to the servers. They're anchored in and they do not move. They will stay there until either you take it down or someone destroys them. This is a sad part of this game, but it makes it all that much more harder and more strategic, is tents can be found, and when they are found, people will fucking pillage them. Or just destroy them if they're dicks about it, because I've done that. You can store everything in tents: guns, ammo, food, water, gear to sort of wander around in. This can all be stored in tents, it can all be kept safely, and it can all be kept as safe as you can keep it in somewhere that people can't find. This is all things that you will learn where the good places are and where the bad places are quite quickly. Most people tend to think that around the top edge of the map, where it's just dense forestry, is a good place to keep their tents. It's not. Personally, when I jump on a new server, if it's been up for a long time, it's the first place I go to sweep, because I'm guaranteed I'm going to find myself some guns, some ammo, very quickly, as opposed to having to fuck around looking the military bases where I'm more likely to get killed. So, just the food for thought, tops half of the map isn't that safe. You're safer to find somewhere more in the middle of the map that's dense forestry, that someone's not likely to run through to get to somewhere. Food and water are two of the biggest things in this game that you're going to be searching for, like 24/7. Food and water in this game is essential to your survival. If you are well fed and you are well quenched, then you're going to have a fantastic time. You're going to be able to constantly keep your blood levels up, which keeps you at a nice steady pace. You're going to always be able to run at the maximum speed in the game without being sort of exhausted. You're always going to be able to sort of not be blacking out every 5 minutes from a lack of food or water. So food and water is your two main things in this game that you want to have on you sort of all the time. And these are things that you're going to need. If you can find a bottle of water or a canteen that's in good condition, these are essential items, because you're going to be able to keep refilling them from water sources on the map. Whereas cans of Coke, once you drink them, they're gone. You can't refill that. So finding a bottle of water or a canteen is like #1 priority when you spawn in. Food can be in various states. You can get canned food, which can be opened with like any sort of sharp object. So fire axes will open a can, but it will also spill some of the contents out, because obviously you're using blunt force to do it. A can opener, if you can find one, which I'm going to level with you is fucking impossible, will open it 100%, no issues, and you'll get every bit out of that can. Weaponry is obviously something you're going to want to come across to keep yourself nice and safe from all the other nasty players in this game. Um, the weapons in Daisy work a little bit differently because they have needs and requirements to run properly. They need to be cleaned, they need to be safe, they need to be in good condition, they need to have components on them like grips, sights, and what have you that are in good condition to work properly. If the barrel is a bit busted up, you're going to be firing slanted, your aim's going to be off, and you're going to have a lot lower chance to get out of a firefight with the upper hand. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but at the end of the day, Daisy is all about realism, and promoting that is a big thing for the game. So, as much as it's a pain in the ass, this isn't Call of Duty, guys. You know, this is a hardcore pain in the ass simulator. The final few things that you're going to want to know about is gestures. Gestures in this game will save your life. Gestures are bound to your F1 to F10 key, I believe. It might go the entire range. I don't think it does, but that's where they are. Look them up because they will save your life. That is where your surrender positioning is, your sit down position is. It's where all the non-threatening commands are. If you get held up, they're going to ask you to surrender. And the idea is that those gestures take a few seconds for you to break out of. So if you do try and run or pull a gun on someone, they've got time to react and kill you. Now, I'm not saying that out of every meeting you have with somebody, you're going to get out of it alive. 9 times out of 10, they're going to end up shooting you like an asshole. However, the gestures will help you make that transition out of that horrible engage easier. So they're just something to bear in mind. There's something that you don't look at when you start, and it's something that you should because it will help you. The final few bits of information I would honestly depart with you is don't be a lone wolf in this game. If you want to be a lone wolf, that's great, but I would highly recommend teaming up with someone else. I've been playing this with Dean for years now, and realistically, we don't honestly play without each other because we know that two eyes are better than one. Someone you're with might spot something you might miss, which is the difference between you walking into a slaughterfest and running a different direction like pansies. These are all things to bear in mind to get you away from nasty, horrible situations. Also, there is a high chance that if there is two of you and one of you does get shot, the other person could quite easily take out the other person who's just shot you, which means they're camping your gear now for you to get back to in time. Also, it's lonely out there. I'm not going to lie to you, it is a lonely game when you play it by yourself, and I recommend having someone there to play it with you just to break up that fact of there's no one there. Plus, people are going to always be more intimidated of two people holding them up hostage than one guy. I think that's honestly all I can give you guys for now. I mean, this has gone on for like nearly 15 minutes, and I'm just rambling crap. There is obviously more reading that can be done on the Dayz I wiki. There's fucking billions of YouTube videos out there that go into way more detail than I go into right now. And this is just simply for you guys to have a friendly voice that you know that's played this game for a while to sort of give you some basic tips to survive. I mean, a lot of this game is a learning experience. You will learn what to do, what not to do, and that is really going to come off your own back. So, I hope this has helped even slightly. And as I said at the beginning, if anyone could jump in and add more to it, then that's great, because I'm fucking burnt out now. I'll be back home Saturday. That's when the server should be up. I guess I will speak to you all soon. Enjoy being faggots, Tro.